Hi guys, on that video clip I will introduce my F3K trainings application for the Yeti 14th, 18th and 21st transmitters. Sure that all F3K pilots using DS transmitters, but the explanations here I will do on my DC-24. It doesn't matter because the usability on all transmitters is similar. The app is made for improving flight times on F3K training and of course for F3K contests. All tasks according to F3K contests request from A, last flight to K, big ladder, and 3 additional training tasks are included. User switches for task control are free configurable. They can be defined too as logical switches. Important timer informations are task-specific displayed and coming out by voice messages. Other timers like frame time or best flight times coming out optional and task-specific, controlled by user switch as voice output. The app has its own software timers. Resource timers of the Yeti transmitters are not touched and free for the user. An audio countdown starts automatically for remaining frame and flight time 20 seconds before time limit expires.
13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
The installation of the app is quite simple and done over a batch file. Unzip the downloaded install package into a temporary folder on your PC and connect your transmitter with USB cable. And double-click to the F3K setup badge. The batch file stops with command line for type in USB drive letter of the transmitter. In my case it's an F. As next you get command line with option to make a partial backup of your transmitter. Please don't skip this option because if something fails during installation or in case you don't like the app, you can restore the previous state on your transmitter. For the backup, type in a Y or a J, uppercase, lowercase, doesn't matter. I will skip it now because the backup takes a little bit time. After the backup, it continues automatically with installation of the app on your transmitter. If you see the command line, installation successful finished, you can unplug your transmitter. The partial backup copies the model, apps and audio folder from your transmitter into your temporary installation folder. You can use it for restoring previous state on your transmitter without the app. For activation of the app on your model, go to Main menu, Applications, User Applications. Over key 3 plus, you can select the F3K app. Acknowledge with key 5, OK, and go back to the main menu. Now you see in the main menu at the end the F3K training. Now go to Timer Sensors in the main menu, Display Telemetry, and select the F3K training. This activates the telemetry screen of the app. For configuration of the user switches, open F3K training on the main menu and press key 1, the tools key. In the first select box, you can open the task you want to train. In the second box, frame time is adjustable. This is only active for task A and B. With changing frame time, the corresponding flight time changes automatically too. For example, now we have 10 minutes frame time. I change it. Go back to the app screen and you see the target is set to 3 minutes. Now I adjust 10 minutes. Go back. Now you have 4 minutes target time. In the third box you can adjust frame time countdown between 5 and 50 seconds. It's the time before frame timer starts. As next you configure the switches for start frame timer, start flight and stop flight. You can configure 2 logic switches for that. The audio switch frame time is for voice output of remaining frame time. In some tasks you get additional voice outputs concerning best flight times. With store and reset switch you can stop the tasks inside break times between the flights, and if you switch a second one, it stores the log file on of your flights and reset all counters for the next training. On the app screen you have with key 2 the X. Every time the possibility to reset all timers, and key 3, the file symbol, stores the log file of your flights. Now task B, next to last flight, is active. You see on the task screen on the left side, you see the frame time, the remaining frame time, the remaining flight time, and on the right side the flight time.
3 minutes.
Each full minute you get a flight time output, and on 20 seconds remaining flight time the countdown is started. On summary timer the flight time of finished flight in full seconds is counted.
4 minutes.
Now a new flight is started. Now you see the previous flight on top and bottom the actual flight.
3 minutes. 6 minutes, 15 seconds.
Frame time.
And you can check is there enough frame time to improve your flight time. Most of the task screens are implemented similar to this one. Now we are in task C, all up, last down. On that task there's no frame time. You have to start a pre-countdown which is adjustable in the tools screen. Adjustable from 5 to 15 seconds. And each flight starts with a pre-countdown of the adjusted 5 seconds now. After the countdown, you have a launch frame of 3 seconds. If you launch outside of this frame, the flight is invalid. You have 5 tries with maximum 3 minutes flight time.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. 3 minutes.
On flight time, you see the remaining flight time. Summary time is the time of all done. It is the summary time of all done flights. On the right side, you see all flights, the target followed by the flight time, and if the flight is finished, you see at
2
least
minutes,
the
30
improved
seconds.
time to target of 3 minutes. On the task ladder, you have 6 target times and a frame time of 10 minutes. If you don't reach the target time, the flight is invalid and you must repeat it. If you fly longer, the summary is increased with the target time. On the right side, you see target time followed by break time followed by flight time. If all flights done or frame timer expires, the task is finished. Now you see it counts the break time. We are between 2 flights. Now I start the flight time.
45.
The target time coming out by voice message.
$30, 25, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Now you see the summary time is increased. The poker task differs a little bit from other tasks. The pilot knows his flight time and must reach it in a frame time of 10 minutes. You can do here as maximum 20 flights. On flight, you get each 10 seconds the flight time by voice output. With an additional configurable switch, you have the possibility to finish your flight with a countdown of 20 seconds. Now we are on tour screen and I will configure the switch. That's it. For example, your defined flight time is 40 seconds. You start after 20 seconds flight time the countdown and your flight is finished with 40 seconds flight time. The time is added to the summary counter. Finish over flight countdown is here absolutely necessary, otherwise the flight is invalid. I will do that now.
0,
flight is started. It counts up.
10, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16,
Now I switch the
15,
countdown.
14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Now you see the summary counter is increased. Now we are on task G, 5 longest flights. On the tasks F, I and J, the screen and tool pages are similar to this one. I will explain it on task screen G, 5 longest flights. On the Up Tools page, you have special adjustment for additional voice output of best flight with the remaining frame time switch. If you adjust one, you get only one flight with the longest improved time to target, means that is the worst flight. If you configure 5, you get the 5 best flights in order worst flight to best flight. This is done here. You can adjust to from 1 to a maximum of flights, and you get the output of now 5 best flights. Now I start the frame timer.
10, 9,
and you see
8,
it starts again with 3
7,
countdown of frame
6,
time.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Right bottom you see the flight number followed by counting break time. After launch is switched, the flight time will count up and the remaining flight time counts down.
2 minutes, 0 seconds.
On stop flight, you see first flight as best one on right top screen. If you have done more than 5 flights, you see on the right screen the 5 best flights ordered by best flight on top and worst flight bottom. Full seconds of the 5 best flights are counted in the summary. On switching frame time output, you get the remaining frame time followed by the configured number of best flights.
7 minutes, 12 seconds. Frame time. 0 minutes, 8 seconds. 0 minutes, 9 seconds. 0 minutes, 9 seconds. 0 minutes, 13 seconds. 0 minutes, 55 seconds. Consider 10.
The difference of task H, 1, 2, 3, 4 minute flights to task G is that only your best 4
20.
flights are ordered to the corresponding target times of 1, 2, 3 and 4 minutes, and you have no remaining flight time. The flight time counts up and you get each 10 seconds a voice output of the flight time.
40.
The rest is similar. The audio output is configurable here as same means from shortest to longest flight time. If you switch the audio output of frame time,
7 minutes, 24 seconds. Frame time. 0 minutes, 7 seconds. 0 minutes, 12 seconds. 0 minutes, 45 seconds. 0 minutes, 59 seconds. Considered flights.
task K big ladder is similar to task ladder, except you have 5 longer target times and each flight is valid, independent if shorter or longer than the target time. For shorter flights, full seconds, and for longer, the target time is counted in summary.
2 minutes. 9 minutes, 18 seconds. Frame time.
Free flight is a quite simple training. Define your own flights as you want. No frame timers running. Each flight is valid. On the left side you see counting up flight time and summary. And on the right side, break time followed by flight time followed by summary after finished flight.
0 minutes, 34 seconds. Flight time.
All done flights are displayed in verse. You can do as maximum 20 flights, but only the last 8 flights are displayed.
0 minutes, 2 seconds. Flight time. 0 minutes, 2 seconds.
Now we are on
Flight
break time between 2 flights. Now flight is started.
0 minutes, 5 seconds. Flight time.
At the end of the flight you get the flight time, the summary counted flight time by voice output.
0 minutes, 4 seconds. Flight time. 0 minutes, 3 seconds. Flight time.
Over rotary switch you can scroll up and down if you have done more than 8 flights. But this works only on the task screen, not on the telemetry screen. On that task it's necessary to do 40 seconds flights as exactly as possible inside 10 minutes frame time. Number of flights is limited to 20. On the left side of the display you see the remaining frame time, the remaining flight time of current flight and the average of improved time calculated by summary of improved time of all done flights divided by number of flights. On right bottom screen you see the best flight, means with a minimum improved time to 40 seconds, followed by the worst flight time with the longest improved time. The improved time is absolute calculated. Doesn't matter if you fly longer or shorter than 40 seconds. The value is not negative. Right bottom you see corresponding to the flights above the best improved time and the worst improved time to 40 seconds. The training flight task is quite simple too. Do flights with your own configured target time. On the tools page you can configure target times between 30 seconds and 200 seconds as you want. Each flight is valid and the summary is calculated as on other tasks with fixed target times. On the left screen you see the configured target time followed by remaining flight time followed by summary time. On the right screen you see all done flights in verse and the actual flights with break time followed by flight time followed by corresponding target time. On break time between the flights it's possible to change the target time. Now if you go to the tools page you can, for the next flight you can select for example 60 seconds, go back. Now you see the target changed to 1 minute.
1 minute.
And it counts down for the next flight. On all tasks you have the possibility to write log files over your configured reset and log file switch or over K3 on the task screen. Now I do it over the configured switch. I stop the task.
54.4, 27.4. Task finished by user switch.
Now the task is finished. I switch again.
5, 4, 3, 2.
The task is resetted. And the log file is written. Your stored log file you can open on your PC with Notepad++. You can download this tool for free. Connect your transmitter with USB cable and open the path apps F3K logs, and you see here the log file. The file name is generated as F3K, the year, the month of the day. In the file all flown tasks, the model name and all timer informations are stored. Now I will give some making of informations for all of you who are interested in Lua programming. The main problem I had was the storage lag on the 14th and 18th transmitters during model change and transmitter startup. I have fixed these in 2 steps. The app is loaded at the beginning by a system with minimum configuration, which does nothing than wait 5 seconds. We are here. After the 5 seconds, the main library is loaded, and this is done here, and the main init function is started. The main init function resets previous loaded task and loads the active task at task change request. On startup or model change, it loads the last active task. For unloading tasks, it's necessary to clean the corresponding entries in the package loaded table and the G table. Otherwise, the garbage collector still allocs memory for the already deleted library of the previous tasks. This is done here. G table and package loaded table deleted. And then the task lib is set to null. All tasks are loaded as library and all tasks returning an array with references to the following functions. Task init for initialization, frame time change for the task specific configuration of frame time, file for logging, the task handler and the screen handler. Order of functions in the array is similar at each task. This makes it possible to call handler task specific by the main lib. Task handlers are implemented as state machines. Lua doesn't have switch case statements. Instead of that, function arrays are used. Each switch is an array of functions and the case is a function. Switching between states is controlled by events like user switches, expired timers or reached counter limits. For a task state change, the index is set to the corresponding function reference in the array. It's done here. For example, it's set to 1 for task C start, to 2 for task 3 C prepare, for 3 for task 3 flights, and so on. I will finish with many thanks to Gernot. Most of all implemented features were inspired by his ideas and tips. Many thanks to Gernot and Tom for her final tests on the DS14 and DS18 transmitters, and to Martin from Jeti for his fast and professional support. it was really a perfect teamwork. Okay guys, that's it. Thanks for your attention. We are go for F3K contest.